way than normally. So I was thinking that I just give you some impression on what we're discussing, and then as your next task, you are telling me how you wanted to solve the problem of different language versions. You know, just because up to now, I mean, I can declare languages and I can declare the document being in a language, but it's kind of the how to say there is no way to relate, you know, for instance, if we have this ICD-10, there will be a short name in French, in English, in German, but there is no object keeping these things together. So we will solve this quite fundamentally, but I wanted to give you a chance to quickly write down how you would normally solve it, and so that we are explicitly ruling the normal solution out, because the solution that we will do will be more expensive. So we need kind of a sign off from Jonas that we don't do the traditional solution. So what I need from you is basically how you intended to solve it, which will be a much simpler and more effective way and cheaper way than we will do it, so that we will explicitly, me and Jonas, look at that and say, okay, for this reason we are doing it differently. The important thing is that Jonas will as well want to push this way of treating the languages and the variants to the other parts of the system. So we will have to get some alignment there. So if you agree, I would as well to test whether we can share screens in team. Quickly share my.
I understand correctly. You want to see how at the moment realize different languages by one
Yes,
document.
it's how you treat language versions in general, you know,
What you mean
and how
treat?
you intended to. You know, the thing is like this. We have, for instance, the name, and then the name is here, the short name is here in different languages. Okay, so we kind of keep that together. And how in general, you know, the system will have to be multilingual, you know. So for instance, as well, when we have, I mean, just some thoughts on how you wanted to make it multilingual. So Jonas has some clear ideas how to do it, which are very different on how you will do it traditionally. So, you know, as well, Jonas wants to treat the language version as data, and sometimes you can do it in the config as well. It's I give you some impression on how it looks in our model, and then you have some yes. So let me try to share my screen. So where is it here? Looks like I can share my screen. So does it work? Can you see it?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Okay. So see now this semantic entity. I will give the requirement for this refactoring on Monday, Tuesday later. So the semantic entity relates to an ID system like ISO. And now what we found yesterday is that the abbreviation and the short name, they are by name, okay? And they're shared by all the market variants and the owned resource version, and then the resources, which are the actually
Okay, as I see
parser.
in the first we have resource version and then only resource. That's correct, yeah?
Now I will document how is the change, okay, by
Mhm.
putting the
Okay.
diagram left by left, but kind of the role of resource version and the resource is turned around. I think your thing is called currently resource. What is resource now is called resource version in what you have now. And then the resource version, the market variant, and one second, yeah, there is kind of called used resource for all three of these here, okay? So it's going to completely change, okay?
Okay.
But what I wanted to first speak about is how we treat the languages, because you see now the semantic entity. So let's say the Swiss law 811. No, it's not good because don't have language version. What are the so some document in different languages, it has abbreviation and short name as string value variants. Okay,
Mhm. Okay.
and then there is a oh the link is missing. I have to redo the diagram because that string value variance points to a taxonomy, and this will be we will probably do a subtype of string value variants that is called language variants, where basically the taxonomy is always the language taxonomy. And then we have per taxonomy node, we have a value, okay?
Okay.
Now the taxonomy node itself has the, the okay, this is for the taxonomy node itself can have uh, in its name it has variants as well, okay? So it's kind of a recursive thing. So we will basically the yes. So we will, but what you see is there will be something where there is something like the value variants that have a variant per taxonomy node, and this gives you the string the language variants of a string. Now the taxonomy nodes itself, they have as a name variants of the string, but then they only have one code, of course, and then the description are value variants as well. So I will give you complete examples over the languages, the countries, and everything. So this is the part where it's not yet fixed, and that's as well the part where I would like you to tell how you do these things. Okay. Now then the resource now is in a language, and the
Mhm.
language is the reference data element that is referring to a taxonomy node. Um, again, so, but I need 1 or 2 days more to elaborate that. I have that done that in different variants in other projects.
Mhm.
Um, so it's probably when you yes. So now, as you can see, that will get quite complex. So my proposal is that you, Vasil, and Alexander, you propose how to treat language variants in a kind of a simpler way, just by writing a mail or so. So then we can as well uh, put this side by side, because it must be clear to Jonas that if we do it in such generality, it may it will be more expensive. We yes, okay. So now, and yeah, and I'm fully aware that it would have been much better if I would have given now strict requirements. I'll possibly as well on Monday just give a refactoring requirements. I do an intermediary version where we're just introducing semantic entity, market variant, resource version. Then we're assuming that there is a non-per language abbreviation and short name, and then we do a second refactoring with the taxonomies. We will do that. It will be too complex otherwise. So we'll have almost a week to discuss on the taxonomy and the name variants, and I will do a version of all that, where basically here instead of having these variants, you just have the names, and then where we will not look on all that. So basically you will have and what I have to do is I have to create the diagram side by side for semantic entity, market variant, and own resource version. What we could do as well, Alexander and Vasil, is the following one. Sooner or later, I will not be able to do all the screenshots anymore for you. So why don't you start installing the tool? You know, that will take you a few hours as well, and try to, you know, you already got an export file in the last change request. So why don't you start installing the tool? It's here. It's here.
Oh, Jens, I installed this tool.
Okay, so why don't you spend as well a few hours on trying out the export files and asking me what doesn't work? Okay.
Okay.
So I need to take a short break of 5 minutes. Something happened here. Can we continue just in 5 minutes? Just I'll let it run. Yes, and then if you, Alexander and Vasil, I think your task is clear. You think about the naming stuff, and you get used to directly work with the MCore tool. So the screenshots, if I don't create good screenshots, you can even improve them on your own.
Okay, can you just send for us an export file, which
I already sent the old export files for change request 1, which is well documented. So if you have it running with the export file from the old change request, then I send you the export file from the new one. Last time I sent you an email change request. Okay.
Maybe you again and with Git, yeah.
No. It's the last change request with the renaming. Okay. I sent you screenshots, but I as well sent you these .mcore files.
Yeah.
These are the export files for the first change request. Once you have it running with these files, I send you the export from this one. Maybe even today I'm able to send it to you.
Okay.
So now we make a short break, and then we discuss on the next topic. Yeah? Sorry for the break.
Okay.